Hi everyone, welcome to the Bare Minimum series. Today's topic is population. According to the United Nations World Population Prospects, India is projected to surpass China as the world's most populous country by 2023. Hence, this topic is relevant to us. India has a population of about 1.4 billion people and it accounts for 17.5% of the world's population. It means 1 out of every 6 people on planet Earth live in India. Let us see about the advantages and challenges that come along with this. Before we proceed, let us see why this growth of population is not a huge concern for us. According to a recent National Family Health Survey, except these 7 states, all the other states in India has reached a TFR of 2.0. TFR means total fertility rate. It's the average number of children a woman can bear along her reproductive lifespan. The reproductive span is considered to be 15 to 49 years. At the same time, we also need to ensure that this rate does not further decrease because the replacement level fertility rate is 2.0. This is the rate that ensures that a population is stable by balancing the births and deaths. Let us look at the possible opportunities of the population growth. The major advantage is the demographic dividend, which means more than half, that is 65% of India's population belongs to the working age group. Working age group includes people between 15 to 64 years of age. This means that India can become an economic superpower by supplying more than half of Asia's potential workforce in the upcoming decades. While India is experiencing a demographic dividend, parallelly, other countries in the world are experiencing a growth in their aging population, which means they have more people who are above 65 years of age. This will create a demand for the utility services. India can use this opportunity and provide to be a labor exporter for these services. The next advantage is the economic growth. With large number of people belonging to the working age, there will be an increase in the income of the individuals. This will lead to the economic growth of the country. Also, subsequently, the poverty alleviation is possible with the increasing income of the individuals. So, with the growth and development of our country, we'll be able to provide accelerated social development. This means we'll be able to care for the vulnerable and senior sections of the people even better. Now, let us look at the challenges that come along with the population growth. The first and foremost challenge is the pressure on resources. Though China has a large population, they have 1/14 of the total landmass of the world, while India has only 2.4% of the total geographical area. This means we will have scarcity of resources for the amount of population. The next challenge that India faces is the low Human Development Index. India ranks only 131 among the 189 countries. The Human Development Index is calculated based on the standard of living, education, and life expectancy of the people. When this is low, automatically the country's growth is retarded. Then there is also an issue with increasing youth unemployment that India is already facing. Day by day, with the advancement of technology, there is an increase in artificial intelligence and automation, wherein robots are replacing human beings. This will lead to job loss of many people. Also, India faces a paradox. A paradox means existing of two controversial things at the same time. Like though we have a surplus of labor force and there is a demand for jobs, we do not match the required skills for those jobs. This will lead to jobless growth in the economy. The next challenge is with respect to employment. There is an increasing trend of gig economy happening. Gig economy is where there is a prevalence of short-term contracts or freelance work as opposed to permanent jobs. What this will do is it will deteriorate the employment conditions of the people. Then there is an issue of unorganized sector. Already 93% of the total workforce of India constitutes of the unorganized sector. The informal workers are more likely to earn lower than their formal sector peers as they lack social protection and they do not have access to credit. Then there is the labor force participation rate. Only 25% of the females and 43% of the males are involved in labor force. When there is such a large amount of population who are out of the labor force altogether, an economy cannot prosper. Despite these existing challenges, we can provide with some feasible solutions. The first and foremost sector that requires our attention is education. We need to focus on improving the literacy rate and decreasing the dropout rates of students in schools. Further, we also need to provide them with vocational training so that they are upskilled and match the job requirements. This is specified in the National Education Policy. Then, we also need to focus on upskilling the already employed workforce because this will further increase the productivity of our economy. Families can fall into poverty as a result of unforeseen expenditures and loss of income due to illness or death of the primary breadwinner, or as old age reduces the capability of earning. To prevent all this, we need to provide people with universal health coverage and universal basic income so that it acts as a safety net for them. The social security spending for the people should be increased across all sections of the society. This is also provided in our Indian Constitution through the DPSP. Finally, to conclude, India today is in a position where China was 80 years ago. If we use our window of opportunity properly and tap the potential, we can also become an economic superpower in the following decades and create the magic. Thank you. Let us meet again with yet another topic.